Other news now, the Nueces County Medical Examiner has identified a man who was fatally shot outside a West Side business last week. When officers arrived at the location on Ruth Street, people were already performing CPR on the victim, 29-year-old Richard Gonzalez. Gonzalez was taken to the hospital where he later died. Police tonight are searching for this man, 40-year-old Eugene Reed. He's wanted in connection with the homicide. Anyone with information on Reed's whereabouts should call the police department's homicide division, 886-2600.